Satnam Rana on BBC WM.
Now, you will have heard in the news that Pakistan's one and only Christian minister, Shahbaz Bhatti, was assassinated for speaking out and trying to reform the country's strict blasphemy laws. The funeral was held on Friday. Now, the Minister for Minorities, who opposed the death penalty for insulting Islam, was shot dead only 2 weeks after allegedly saying he was prepared to die for his beliefs. News of his death has sent shockwaves throughout the Pakistani Christian community here in the UK. And to talk about this further, joining me in the studio tonight is Birmingham-based Vice Chairman of the Pakistan Minority Rights Organisation, Azim Masih. Azim, very warm welcome to Midlands Masala. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for calling.
Obviously, a very sad time for Pakistani Christians. First of all, your personal reaction to the news, because you did meet Mr. Bhatti and know of him, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I met Mr. Bhatti in Pakistan. I know him since '94, in fact, when he started one of the NGO type of organisation. And my last meeting was in November 2010 in London, where he expressed that he will be killed because what he's doing, it's quite dangerous, and he know that because of the situation of Islamic militants and Islamic extremism in Pakistan, he know that he will be killed.
So he always sort of knew that there was the threat of death because of his views and his outspoken views on the blasphemy laws. Can you perhaps explain to people very simply those blasphemy laws? What are they? Because there's much confusion about it, isn't there, and how they sort of manipulated by various politicians.
Yeah, actually, blasphemy laws are in most of the countries, but in Pakistan they have put two more clauses. The basic law for any religion, the basic thing is that you will not defile any of the worship place or any of the religious place. That is a basic law of the country. But they put two more clauses in it. It's 295B and 295C. 295B is that forbidding defiling the Quran, and C is forbidding defaming the Prophet Muhammad. So, I mean, if I will say simply that, what do you mean by defiling or, insulting or something like this? It's simply that if you are not Muslim and they will ask you, do you believe that Muhammad is a prophet? I mean, as a Christian, I have a different belief. I can't say that he's a prophet or not, but I will say I don't know. So if I didn't believe it, if I didn't say yes, it means I have defiled him already. So that's a blasphemy. I mean, you can explain it like this.
On the streets, how often would it be that somebody may get asked this question?
Well, we don't talk to on religious issues anyway. In Pakistan, I mean, since this law is implemented, we just avoid it. We don't want to talk about it.
But how do Christians therefore carry out their religion within Pakistan?
It's very difficult. This is, I mean, if you can understand that if the minister is killed, I mean, it's not this simple thing. There were, 2 weeks ago, there were two Christian boys. They were allegedly caught for this under this law, and they just killed in the court hearing. Actually, there was no proceeding even. They just killed. They just opened fire on them.
Of course, we don't know about that case.
There are several cases. There are 100 cases like this.
So, tell me, how much of a setback is this for your community as a Pakistani Christian community? How much of a setback is the assassination of Mr. Bhatti?
Well, Mr. Bhatti's assassination is just it's extreme, I would say, because anybody who's living in this country has families in Pakistan, and we know that. I mean, how much pressure they have. They can't protect themselves. I mean, it's a usual threat, and since so many years we are fighting. We are asking them to repeal these laws, but nobody want to do it. Even this government, even ministers, one of the cabinet ministers, Shiri Rahman, she put up the petition, and she has to take it back. I mean, it's too much pressure. I mean, not only on Christians, even on the certain level of Muslims, they are afraid of talking about this blasphemy laws.
I'm trying to sort of get a sense of, therefore, where this leaves not just the Christian community, but the other religious minorities in Pakistan. For example, I know there are Sikhs in Pakistan because there's the Gurdwaras where Guru Nanak Dev Ji was born. There is a Gurdwara there and in Kana Sahib that people do go to. So are all these minority religions within Pakistan under the same sort of threat?
They are. Everybody is under threat actually at this time. The problem is that only Christians, because what they believe that we are the Ahle Kitab, that we got Bible and they have Quran, and they can talk to us. We can share our one God, I would say, but they don't talk with much with the Hindus and with Sikhs because they don't want to talk to them about the religion. And what we are trying that nobody should talk about the religion in that country, but it's not possible. But that's an Islamic Republic of Pakistan. The name itself says it's an Islamic country, and it's a 98% people. They are Muslims, so you can't go anywhere actually.
Well, so you're saying actually in terms of progressing your identity within the country, you feel limited. But do you feel that you should have the right to exercise your religion within, despite it being an Islamic republic, within that Islamic republic?
Yeah, but we are practicing our religion. That's not a issue. But the problem is when you counter with your other religions, somebody will ask you, do you believe Prophet Muhammad or not? Or I would say no, I believe Prophet Jesus. So that's the problem, because they will say, why you don't believe? Because I have to believe. And
so it's enforcing beliefs on people.
It's some sort of. If you heard about the recent case, the lady was blamed for the blasphemy, and she came on the television and she said she believed that Prophet Muhammad is a prophet, and she said that because she has no other words to say actually, but otherwise they will kill on the street, or anybody they will kill in the street.
So what is the wider Christian community here saying then in the UK about all this that's happening? Is there anything that can be done from here remotely?
Well, we have arranged protests. We are doing vigilance. We are doing prayers, and groups are sitting together. It's just so much frustrated. We can't do anything. But what I'm thinking that here, if we can do something, I would say that the Pakistani Christians should be allowed to travel if they are under threat, or anybody under threat. They should be allowed to travel to the safe places.
So out of Pakistan,
out
into
of Pakistan,
a safe place.
Yeah, out of Pakistan to any safe place, any safe country. I mean, that's the immediate solution. What I'm thinking at this time.
Right.
But it's not a complete solution, because there are nearly 20 million minorities in Pakistan. So the long-term solution I can think that they might need to migrate in some place where there should be a majority of minorities of Pakistan, so they can govern themselves. If they can start a separate district or separate villages or something like this, or
so they have the protection of numbers.
Yeah,
rather than spread out.
This is what I'm thinking. That how they can protect themselves, because on the streets they will just, if somebody will ask you, we are avoiding. We don't want to talk about religion, but they will ask you, do you? They will not ask you actually, do you believe or not? They will say that you should become Muslim. In fact, you have no choice. Okay. We don't want to talk, but they will force you to talk something.
So getting a bit of sentiment on what it's like on the ground for Pakistani Christians in Pakistan, and reaction there on Shahbaz Bhatti, the only Christian minister in the cabinet, his assassination, and of course funeral on Friday. Very sad time for Christians right across Pakistan and the UK, Pakistani
Indeed.
Christians. Azim Asi, thank you very much for joining us here on Midlands Masala. I really appreciate you coming in and bringing to us the issues that are surrounding the Christian community in Pakistan as well. And indeed, if you want to react to anything you've heard, then I'd love to hear from you. You can text on 81333, start your message with WM tonight, and you can also call. Here's our number.
Call BBC WM on 08453 009956.